Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Piranha Motorsports. On this episode, we are going to do a highlights video for 2024. Now, I know we didn't do a full 12 months worth of footage, but it doesn't mean that Piranha Motorsports wasn't going for 12 months. We've been going for a long time. I mean, it's just the first time we've been doing YouTube for ourselves in this whole time. So we've got a lot of footage and a lot of things to go through for this video. And I hope you're going to enjoy it. We're going to go through each of the three cars and we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up for each car and what's coming up for the channel in the future. Right, first car off the rank, INHONOUR. Well, 3 years, or over 3 years, parked in the shed without a heart was depressing to our hearts, and we managed to be able to get her back out and on the pad for the first time in that time at Skidfest 19. And well, while it didn't go exactly to plan, overall it actually was a huge success because we got tyres off in this thing, and wow, how cool was it to be back behind the wheel of a V8. Sorry, Mang Dub. No offense. But incredible. Like, to know that this has so much potential going forward, and knowing that it's the basic LS junker that everybody talks about, but we've got so many cool things coming up for this car. And we can't wait to bring them to you, including what we're planning to do with this car coming up in about 12 months' time. So let's roll the tape and see some footage on Mang Dub. Oh no, on INHONOUR. Mang Dub's coming up soon. Well, I hope you enjoyed the footage on INHONOUR. Now it's time for Mang Dub. Well, Mang Dub was the main feature of our YouTube channel for this past 12 months. Well, since we've begun back, I don't know, 7-8 months ago. You watched Mang Dub go from the untidy silver VS Calais that it started life out as, to come to a sticker bombed, one-of-a-kind, twin carbide Ecotec V6 burnout car that's travelled Australia. We've skidded it at some of the most incredible events that we never thought we'd ever go to, and some of them I actually can't wait to go back to. So let's see some highlights from Mang Dub's build, and then we'll get on to some footage of some of the events that we've taken her to, including a couple of weeks ago at the Motorplex, where she took home runner-up in Burnout Blitz for 2024, which was the same trophy we took home for 2023. So enjoy that, and we'll see you soon with the next video. Now, where do we start? Well, this thing sat parked in our backyard for 8 years. And now it's become a staple of the reason why most of you actually watch our channel. And we never would have thought that possible. I mean, look at it. There's paint coming off in every direction. It's, well, I don't know whether you call it the ugly duckling of the fleet. Maybe that's a number plate idea. But it's growing on us, like massively. I mean, we've always been a fan of the VS 5-litre ute since back in the day. Now, I'll put in somewhere here a photo of the car, the reason why we love the VS 5-litre utes. That car was one that we built many years ago, back when we actually bought this car originally, and we sold it in order to fund the dream of having other cars. This one was a $1,300 car that we paid that wasn't running, and we turned it, well, we got it running. Dad got it running with a pretty easy fix back in the day. He drove it around for a little bit. It sat parked unused in our backyard for 8 years until I needed a street car to drive around in. This thing got street car duties, then all of a sudden Scotty at Scotty's garage decided he wanted to do a 12s for 2K challenge, and well, we were going to do some work to this car anyway, and what a perfect way to be able to get it on the channel. So as you can see, it hasn't done much since our last YouTube video on it, of putting the new suspension in and the wheels on and giving a bit of a tidy up, but we do have a lot of things coming. So let's go through a bit of a highlights videos of this girl, and we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about each one and what's coming up for the cars. We picked that up for, I think, $300. Okay, cool. Well, this thing's got some rather big changes coming up. The motor's not far from coming out. We're just waiting for our last couple of bits. We have our manifold for it. We have a couple of changes to the budget. So in order to be able to free up some money in the budget, we made some sacrifices. Now, we did buy originally some brand new roller rockers for it, and we had them as a $300 part out of our budget, which is what we paid for them. They're pro comp, they're nothing special, but they are brand new, and we did buy them, not for this car, but they're $300 out of our budget. Now, we do actually have another set of adjustable roller rockers that we had used on our Tirana back in the day, which is no longer being used. Now, they are also a pro comp roller rocker, but they are an older version. Now, we decided we're going to use those instead of the ones that we bought for the car. Look, they're a second-hand set of pro comp roller rockers, so we're going to ditch the $300 and we're just going to give them a $50 figure, because in all seriousness, if I was to try and sell them on Marketplace, I don't even think I could give them away. Nobody wants a set of used secondhand Pro Comp roller rockers, so I'll put $50 on those. That frees up $250. The other thing was we had $300 put aside for our star manifold that we bought years ago. We were going to spend $300 on another Pro Comp style aftermarket intake manifold to turn it to carby. We're still going to do the same thing. However, I do have a low-rise Pro Comp style manifold that I did buy years ago. I paid $100 for a second-hand camshaft and a second-hand manifold. So we're actually going to use that second-hand manifold. I'll split the cost in half, $50, and that'll be our new 4-barrel manifold. It's not a big flash high-rise one, which it might get in the future when we decide to be able to ramp this project up and get it to go a bit quicker. But it'll do well for what we want for start with. So there's $50 for that. So there's another $250 freed up out of our budget, which helps us get along and down the track towards the $2,000 and the 12s, obviously, hopefully. So that's the very near project. This one coming up really soon, so stick by the YouTube channel and give it a subscribe, because it's coming up soon. Okay, now MANGDUP. MANGDUP's going to be the one that is probably going to be put on the back burner the most out of the 3 cars. We love MANGDUP. MANGDUP went through... We need to put the door handle clip back in. We love the MANGDUP the most out of the 3 cars. It's not necessarily the channel favourite car. I think the 12s for 2K car is, but MANGDUP's our favourite. But it is time to send the motor to the moon. So... it's time to ditch the whole stock bottom end Ecotec and ramp up ideas on the motor that we've got and start building the engine that this car deserves, which is going to take some time and some money. So we've got some plans in place for that. We have some parts already, which if you go back through some posts from a little while ago on the Facebook page, you'll find a list of parts that we've got sitting there already, including some pistons and some forged rods and a few bits and pieces that are kicking around, ready to start the build on this thing and actually seriously compete in the 6-cylinder class. And you never know, maybe the open class is where the 6-cylinder deserves to be. I don't know. Does it really matter? We're just out to have some fun and prove everybody wrong and get an Ecotec up towards the top of the list. So that's MANGDUP. Now, INHONOUR. INHONOUR's been through hell and back, in all seriousness. You know, like being put together, we spent 18 months building the car. Went through a ground-up restoration, or a restoration on a new car, but a build, and turned into the car that everybody has seen over the years. We feel it's time that INHONOUR went to the next level, and this is the reason why MANGDUP's being put on the back burner. While it's great to have a challenge car like the 12s for 2K, because it only has $2,000 as the budget, so we don't have to worry about splashing stupid amounts of money at a car that, well, multiple cars in the fleet, which means INHONOUR's going to be the car that gets the major treatment over the next 12 months. And the initial plans are we going to say what we're going to do with it? Might as well. If you've been watching this long, thank you very much. And hopefully we'll see you at Summer Nats in 2026. So that's the initial plans. INHONOUR's going to get a couple of changes to the motor, a new stall converter, which it desperately needs, a diff ratio change, which it also definitely needs, and a makeover on the paint job. Now, as you can see, the paint job's been through the wars, which is basically what the army theme was about. And we are not going to ditch the army theme. We're actually going to stick with it, but it's going to be a modern adaptation to what we can see here. A fresh colour, a fresh change, a facelift, and a few mods to the engine and to the gearbox and the diff.
New tray on the back.
And a new modified tray, which I think it deserves, rather than a modified stock tray. So yeah, and we're going to ditch the methanol, and we're going to go to E85, which I don't think we're going to lose too much on the horsepower wise, but it should be a lot more reliable and a little bit easier to use.
And get fuel for.
And a little bit cheaper to get, well, not cheaper, but easier to get fuel for. So yeah, so that's the 2024 wrap-up video. Thanks very much for subscribing. We have some big thank yous to give, because the things that we wouldn't have got through these without these people. So firstly, I'd like to special thanks to Sam over Tilt Train Services. Bernie, mate, you've been with us since the beginning, and you're a really great mate, and you've helped us out with just about anything we ask for, including a massive help towards the tour de Mang with Mang Dub. So MK Performance, they've helped us with air conditioning of our tow cars, they've helped us out with tyres to events, they've helped us out with just about anything we ask for, and we're also thankful for that. And then Red Dirt Adventures, which the GoPro you are watching on, Shawnee, thank you very much, and of course getting in and helping out with the car whenever we need your help. And 6530 Events and Entertainment, and helped us out with some GoPro quick gear and microphones. And we might as well make a mention of Winging It Motorsports boys for putting us up while we were over there, putting up with us while we were over in Brisbane for the time that we were over there. Thank you very much, guys. You're very, 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 very muchly appreciated, and we can't wait to catch up with you guys again really soon. Signs on Para, Millie, for helping us out with the stickers and helping us out with the Malalar event while we were in Adelaide was really appreciated. And of course, the guys at Put Cars and Things Restos, if you haven't jumped over their YouTube channel, the same as Winging It Motorsports, and give them a follow. Yeah, so that brings us to the end of our video, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. That's what I said then. Yeah. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that sort of stuff. And we'll see you on the next episode of Piranha Motorsports.